Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Xander Connect here, and the question you're probably asking if you're watching this video is, can I make money following David Jaffee's trading method? Well, I'm here to tell you the answer that I found based on my personal experience for a year and a half, almost. So let's dive right in. Okay, the answer in one word is yes, you can make money by following David Jaffee at BestStockStrategy. A couple basic reasons why I believe that to be true. Number one, just the central reason is that it forces you to buy low and sell high, or in the case of short calls, sell high and buy low. The reason for that is fundamentally his method asks you to sell puts, sell naked puts on stocks that you would buy at that strike price. Now, if you don't know what those terminology means, then I recommend that you watch David Jaffee's channel because he does a great job of introducing all the basics of options trading. And that's where I learned a lot of what I know, and I'm very thankful to him for that. So you really can't go wrong because, for example, if you believe right now that Ford Motor Company is a buy at $4, well, then you go out and sell $4 put options expiring whenever, and then if it closes below that at expiration, great, you own Ford at a price that you're willing to buy it at, and you got paid premium to do so. And similarly, if you think that, for example, I don't know what, Zoom is overvalued right now, then you sell a 130 call, and if it goes up to 130 and closes at that level of a Friday expiration, then you end up short 100 shares at 130 bucks. And again, that's a trade you're willing to make anyway, and you got paid money to do it, so you win. Okay, with that being said, personally, I think that I'm in a similar boat to a lot of people watching this video. I'm a guy who's in his 20s. I make some money at my job. I'm financially okay, but it's not like I have $1 million to trade like David Jaffee does. I'm a musician. I'm a violinist and violist and a teacher by day. So my account size is about 4K. That's the highest I've had to trade with. And at that level, quite honestly, I can't make naked puts or calls on anything that David Jaffee is trading. Boeing, for example, is $95 a share right now, but if I were to sell a 95 put or even a 90 put, well, that takes 9,000 bucks, so that's money I don't have. David Jaffee's method is ideal, I think, for someone with a big account, and I think he's been very clear to the world about that it's a method for high net worth investors. But high net worth, let me just clarify what that probably means. It probably means over 100K. He's told me, and I appreciate how straightforward and upfront he is, that he trades on portfolio margin, which is 6-to-1. That means that he is able to make 6 times as much more money as I ever could doing this stuff, and he can trade stocks that I never would be able to afford. It also gives him a lot of leeway because if he makes a trade that doesn't go his way, then if the stock continues to go down, then he can just sell twice as many puts and still have plenty of cash on the side. So I think it's ideal for investors like that. I don't know if it's as good for small guys. That's a question I have. I'm still thinking about it. Okay. Now, I guess what that leads me to ask is how much money can you make from doing this? Because, for example, he said last year he made 115%, which is amazing. That's unbelievable. And I believe it. I've seen the trades he posts, and it all makes sense. But if you think that if you consider 6-to-1 margin, then you divide that by 6, 120 by 6, that's 20%. That's still really, really good. But did it beat the market last year? Probably not. So I just wonder. I have questions if this works for everybody. For me, I don't know if that necessarily would be the case if I were trying to get max returns for the year. Couple other questions. I'm a small account investor, and I guess I'd like to clarify what kind of credit spreads are appropriate to sell. What I think is the right way to trade credit spreads based on David Jaffee's method is to trade them super small and not sell a credit spread unless you're still able to sell a naked put or call if you have to. He goes into this in his latest video. So you'd sell a small part of your account credit spread, and then if things go south, well, that's a lot of protection there, and you use that long call or put to roll the short strike out and down in the case of a put, and then you let it expire worthless. But see, that still assumes that you're able to have enough funds in your account to sell a naked put or call. So the question I have here is, I know that in the past, some of his videos have said that, for example, like Amazon, you can turn a $1,800 stock into an $800 stock by selling credit spreads. And I just fundamentally don't agree with that. That's okay. Great traders all have different ideas, and I'm open to dialogue. But the reason I don't agree is because I think that no matter how good you are, at some point, the market will move against you. And when that happens, if you don't have enough money, which in the case of Amazon is $180,000, right? If it's trading 1,800, 1,500 is where it is now, I think, then you're going to have to eat the max loss. You're going to have to eat $1,000 loss. And for somebody with a $4,000 account, that's really bad news. So I've always been clear about this in my other video. I do not think that you should be trading stocks and ETFs that are that high in value if you're a small account trader. Probably you shouldn't be trading unless you have portfolio margin. That's a question I have. And the last question, I guess, is when do you close a trade? David Jaffee has had a lot of videos where he recommends holding the trade until it expires worthless. And I like that method because it takes a lot of the guesswork and emotions out of it. But then I've also seen methods where he recommends closing it at 50% profit just to take money off the table and to use capital efficiently so that you're not holding a trade till the end just for pennies. That's a question I have for him. David Jaffee, if you're watching this, I remain inspired as always by your stuff. I'd love to talk to you about this. And anyone else watching this, please let me know what questions you have for me in the comments. Hope you stay well and make some money during this pandemic. Till next time, see you later.